Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hey, Bert.
Hey,
I'm
sorry about
glad
that.
um, I'm glad we got you on here tonight.
How's everybody doing?
I think everybody's kind of muted out here.
All right. Well, good. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Bert Foreman, and I work for the company Simplify Property Management Software. And tonight I'm going to give you a little window into property management software. I work with a lot of small to mid-size investors, or small to mid-size landlords, small to mid-size property managers, real estate firms. We have a fantastic property management software program. And my goal tonight is not to necessarily sell you Simplify. My goal tonight is really to introduce you to what you can do with property management software. A lot of people out there, they feel like property management software might be too expensive. They they may be using all kinds of different tools like spreadsheets or QuickBooks, and what they don't realize is there are a lot of tools that are built into a all-inclusive property management software, so you don't have to go get all of these other tools. Everything is built into one platform. Everything works together seamlessly. And so that's what I kind of want to walk you guys through tonight, to show you how you could benefit from all the tools that are built into a program. So Elsa, can you see my screen that says Simplify at a glance?
I sure can.
All right, perfect. So first thing I'm going to do is just go over a little background on the company. We won't spend too much time, I promise. And then we're just going to jump over to a demo, and I'm going to teach you in about 15, 20 minutes how you can use our program. So first of all, Simplify we've been around for 13 years, so we've been doing this for quite a while. And today we have over 150,000 active users. So you can tell our program is very, very popular. And the reason why our program is as popular as it is because we designed our program on purpose to be incredibly easy to use. People describe our program as intuitive. And so we have the easiest program on the market to use. The second reason why people like our program is we have a very, very cost-effective program. Our program is arguably the most cost-effective on the market, and we give you more features than any of our other competitors. We also provide excellent support. So we provide live telephone support out of our California office. You call the number at the top of our website, which is right here. You'll notice that we don't hide it from you. We put it right at the top. So you can call that number Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific, and you will get a live person that answers. This is where our credibility comes in. As you guys can see right here, our CEO and our president were both formerly vice presidents at Intuit. And you can see here that our CEO was the vice president at Intuit, where he was in charge of product strategy and development for QuickBooks and Quicken for almost 7 years. So that's really, really important, because the backbone of a property management software program is how well does the accounting portion of the program work. And ours works very, very well. All right. So let's just jump over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through an overview of all the menu choices. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a property in our program. And then what we'll do is we'll open it up to any questions that are out there. So first of all, when you log into our program, you come right here to what we call the Property Center. And down here below, you can see all the properties that you're managing through the program. You can see in the middle what type of property it is, and you can see how many units reside within the property. A lot of people who buy properties, they will have them under different owner entities. Some people will put them under LLCs or trusts. So when you create a property, you can assign it to an owner entity. And up here under the Owner Center, you can set up as many different owner entities as you would like. And the value for you as a customer is that our system will separate all the information for you by owner entity. So if you need to run any reports, if you need to pull any tax information, everything is already separated for you by owner entity. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is click on add a property. And then after we add a property, the program will take us from the property center to right down here where it says customize worksheet. And when you customize the worksheet, what you're doing is you're setting up your income and your expense line items for the property. In other words, what do you receive every month and what do you pay out every month, expense-wise? Then I'll show you how to enter a tenant, and then I'll show you how to record income and expenses. Over here under the property center, you can also do rental advertising through our program. So you can post your vacant listings through the Zillow network, and then we also give you your own web page so you can post these on websites that require a manual posting. Down here where it says Rental Application Center, you can send a tenant an electronic rental application through our program. When they get the rental application, they can fill it out electronically. They can pay you a rental application fee electronically, and they can sign and return the rental application to you. When you get the rental application back and you review it, if you don't see any red flags, then you can come over here to the Tenant Screening Center, and this is where you would be able to request a tenant screening package on your tenants. Down here under Bulk Actions, these are all the different ways that you can correspond with your tenants. So, for example, late rent notices. Some of these bulk actions you can automate. So, for example, the way I would tell you to set up your late rent notices is up here at the top. You'll see there's an automate button. And I would set up your late rent notices to where they would go out every month on the 3rd, especially if you give your tenants a 5-day grace period. Because if they get it on the 3rd, they have 2 more days to get a payment to you. And if they get a payment to you before the end of the grace period, then you don't have to fight with them over late fees. Okay? And all you have to do is set this up one time. And every month, any tenant who has not paid you will get a late rent notice on the 3rd. You can also print or email rent receipts for tenants. Down here where it says print or email letter, if you ever have a need to send all of your tenants a bulk message at one time, you can create an email or print a message and send it to them. You can also create templates. So if you send something out periodically, say every 3 months or 6 months, you could create a template and you can just keep sending that out. Down here where it says set up tenant portal, this is where you're going to invite your tenants to sign up to the tenant portal. They can pay their rent online. They can look at any documents you share with them, and they can also submit repair requests through the tenant portal. Up here under the owner center, this again is where you're going to set up all your different owner entities. Bulk actions, where it says generate owner reports. This is where you can manually generate an owner report, but you're never going to do that because you're going to come up here and you're going to automate it. And our system will automatically send you your owner report every single month. All you have to do is pick the day of the month you want to receive it. If you work with outside vendors to do work for you, you can set up your vendors in the vendor center, and you can assign expenses to vendors, and you can also assign work orders or repair requests to vendors. Over here in the banking center, this is where you can do all your property management banking functionality. You can create deposits. You can do bank reconciliation. If you need to pay another owner or a vendor, you can print checks through our system. Or if you need to pay another owner or vendor, you can make online payments through our program. The task center is where you're going to set up all your work orders or repair requests. And then over here under the reports menu, you'll see we have all the reports you could ever need. We have income and expense reports, tenant reports, property manager, vendor, bank, task, trust, and then when you get down here to your tax reports, this is where it gets good. Our system will actually produce your Schedule E for you. All you have to do is select the tax year, select yourself as the owner entity, click Schedule E, and our system will automatically produce your Schedule E for you. So you can see here our system will completely fill it out for you. Okay? Back over here under tax reports, if you pay any other owners a profit or you pay any vendors who have done work for you, you can just select the tax year and click generate. And our system will bring up all the owners and vendors, and you select whichever one you would like, and you click continue, and our system will automatically produce their 1099 for you. If you're using the desktop version of QuickBooks, SimpliFiM is the only company whose program will integrate with the desktop version of QuickBooks, and you can export everything out of SimpliFiM and import it directly into QuickBooks. All right, so that's kind of an a run of all of the different menu choices and all the features. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can set up a property in our system in less than 5 minutes. So the first thing you're going to do is click right here where it says add a property. And then what we'll do is we'll type in an address. So we'll put in 1212, So the first thing you're going to do is enter the address of a property, 1212 Concord Road. Then you put in the city, you put in the state and the zip, and then you're going to select the property type. If I select a single family home, you'll see it defaults to 1 unit. If I select a duplex, it would be 2, a triplex 3, fourplex 4, a multi-unit property. You can enter in as many units as you would like. Okay, so we're going to just do a single family home. Once you've set up your owner entities up here under the owner center, if you come down here to the property owner and you start to type in the name of the owner, you'll see that it prompts you to assign this property to this particular owner. Okay, and then all you have to do is click continue. So now what we have done is we've created a property in the system. You can see right over here, Concord Road. And you can see right here, the program has now taken us from the property center to right down here where it says customize worksheet. And this is where we're going to set up our income and our expense line items for the property. So again, at any time, you can see the property you're working on right here. And because we designated this was a single family home, under income, the system assumes you're going to be receiving rent from one tenant. If you have multiple tenants or you need to add additional tenants, you can just click right here where it says add another tenant. Down here where it says other income, if the property is generating income for you and it's coming from a different source besides rent, you can click on add new item, then you click rename, and you could type in pet fee. It could be laundry, it could be storage, any kind of category you need, you can create on the fly. Down here under expenses, if you have a loan on the property, you just select loan. And then you get 2 choices. The loan includes PITI or the loan is principal and interest. And you'll see here that when I select the loan as principal and interest, you'll see our system is smart enough to assume that you need a separate line item for property insurance and a separate line item for property taxes. Okay? Down here under advertising, utilities, and travel, most of the utilities are paid for by the tenants, but if you pay any utilities or if you have any common area utilities, this is where you'll set them up. Under repairs, maintenance, and supplies, we'll say there's a landscaping company that takes care of the property for you every month. Down here under professional fees, most of you, if you're managing your properties yourself, you don't need to worry about a property management fee. If you're managing for other owners, you can charge them a property management fee. And up here under automate, you can designate whether you want your property management fee to be a flat fee or a percentage of rent collected. If you have any legal or professional fees throughout the year, this is where you'll put them in. And then down here under miscellaneous, if there's a homeowners association, a condo association, or if you just have some kind of random expense and you need a place to put it, you can always put it down here under miscellaneous. And then all you have to do is click go to worksheet. So now what we've done is we've created our worksheet for the property. This is the most important page in our program. This is where you will spend 90% of your time recording income and expenses. There's only 2 things that will take your attention away. And as you guys can see now, we're actually on what is called the property worksheet. There's only 2 things that will distract your attention away from the property worksheet. Number one would be if you have a maintenance issue you have to take care of. Number two would be if you had a vacancy you needed to fill. So as you can see, if you didn't have any vacancies or you didn't have any maintenance issues, you're just going to come to the worksheet and you're going to record your income and expenses every month. If you need to switch to a different property, you can just come over here and switch to that property. So on the property worksheet, we have your income category at the top, we have your expense categories at the bottom, and we give you a 3-month window across the top so you can see past, present, and future payments. So the next thing you do is you click on Add a Tenant, and you'll see it brings up 1212 Concord Road. You type in the tenant's name, Max Jones, put in his email address, and whatever phone number you have for him. Down here where it says Tenant Documents, this is where you can attach any kind of documents you want to this tenant's account. So if you want to attach a copy of their driver's license, a copy of their lease, a copy of a voided check, any documentation you collect from Max Jones, you can attach directly to his account right here. And then you click Continue. All right, so now what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to pause for 1 second, and we're just going to review what we've done so far. So the first thing we did is we created a property called 1212 Concord Road, and then we designated what type of property it is, a single-family home, and then we assigned the property to an owner entity. Then we set up our income and expense line items for the property, and we created a tenant named Max Jones, and we assigned Max to a property, and we assigned Max to a unit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set up Max's lease details. Max can have a fixed or a monthly lease. You can specify the start date and the end date of his lease. You can specify how frequently he pays his rent. You can specify how much his rent is every month. And you can specify what day of the month his rent is due. Down here where you see a late fee setup, if you want to set up a late fee structure for the tenant, you put in the number of grace period days, 5, and then you're going to decide what type of late fee am I going to charge this tenant if they don't pay their rent on time. You can charge them a flat fee, you can charge them a percentage of rent, you can charge them a daily fee, or you can charge them a combination of both. So let's just say that with this tenant, if they don't pay their rent on time, you're going to charge them a flat fee of $50, okay? So here's what's going to happen. If the first of the month comes and goes and the 5-day grace period goes by, if this tenant hasn't paid their rent, our system will automatically create a late fee of $50 and put it on the tenant's account for you. So you no longer have to worry about managing or keeping track of late fees. Our system is going to manage them and track them for you. Down here under security deposit, this is where you record what you've collected security deposit-wise. And then down here under other details, this is where you specify what you're going to charge the tenant if they give you a check that bounces. And then all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is click Save. And congratulations, we just set up your very first property and your very first tenant in less than 5 minutes. That's all it is. This property is completely set up. If I gave you the software right now, you could immediately start managing this property because all of the setup is completely done. You just put in your expenses up here. I just put in all my expenses for October. At any time, if you highlight overdue, you'll see it shows you exactly what this tenant has overdue. So you can see they owe you $1,500. If a tenant pays you manually, they pay you with a check, cash, or money order. You manually come in here and type in when you've received their payment. And if they pay you in full, you'll see their status changes from overdue to paid. If a tenant short pays you for any reason, don't worry. Our system doesn't miss any math. You can see they will stay in an overdue status, and you can see they still owe you $300 for the month, okay? Tenants can also pay their rent online through a tenant portal. This is a screenshot of the tenant portal. They can pay with their bank account or they can pay with their credit card. And the nice thing is when a tenant pays through the tenant portal, you don't have to worry about recording rent. our system will record it for you automatically. So that's it, Elsa. There's a lot more that I can show. I don't want to dominate the meeting, and I want to give people an opportunity to ask questions. The purpose of the meeting tonight was not to show a full-blown demo. It was to give people an exposure so they can see what's out there. I am available, and before we get off the line, I'm going to make sure everybody has my name and number. Anybody who would like to follow back up with me, I'm happy to go through another one-on-one demo for you, or you can just simply call me and ask questions. Like I said, there's a lot more to go through, but I wanted to just kind of give everybody a nice introduction. Can we see if there's any questions out there?
Sure, let me unmute everybody, and then they can go ahead and ask any questions they want.
Or you can type it in the chat box if you feel more comfortable with that.
Yep, that's absolutely fine as well. We've got the chat here. So if you want to go ahead and do that, or you can unmute and we can go from there.
There we go. Looks like we got a chat. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Where's my audio? You need to choose. Okay. Okay, hey, Richard, thank you for your question. So yes, you can actually do short-term rentals, and you can actually do commercial properties as well. If we come back here to the property center, I do a lot of demos for commercial, and you click on add a property. You'll see down here, Richard, that you can select either a multi-unit or a commercial property. The way I describe it to people is pick one of those two based on how you look at your property. So if you look at your property as it having units, use a multi-unit property. If you look at your commercial property as you have tenants, you can use the commercial. It really doesn't matter. It's going to view it and do it the exact same way. It's just really how do you want to categorize your property? Do you want it to be commercial, or do you want it to be multi-unit? And then yes, we do short-term rentals. Let me see if I can find a property over here. Let me see, Coconut Way. Okay, so when you set up a property, you'll have your expenses. And the difference here, Richard, is that you're not going to add a tenant, okay? What you're going to do is you're just going to record. Let me go back here a couple months and see if I have some data in here. Yes, okay. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, you see this? So you put in the name that you want. So you can see here, you can change the name. So here's a property. They rent through Airbnb, and they also rent through VRBO. You don't add a tenant. What you do is you come in here and you record a expense line item. And what I teach people to do is down here under the details, you're going to put the details right here. So you're going to say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, they rented from 8/7 to 8/9. So they went on a long weekend, and you charge them $200 per month. And what I recommend is that you use the date of, like, let's say they go Thursday through Sunday. Use the date of Thursday, okay? And then when another tenant comes along, you're going to click right here where it says record another payment, and it'll create the next weekend. So now all of a sudden you had another couple. Here's Mr. and Mrs. Jones, and they stayed 8/14 to 8/16, and you put in $200 a night, and you see that you're putting in $600, okay? And then over here, the same thing for the third weekend. So if you wanted to add a fourth weekend, you just click on record payment. You just select whatever the day is, the 27th, put in $600, come over here to details and type in Mr. and Mrs. Berkeley, stayed 8/28 through 8/31, whatever, okay? And so the value of this, Richard, by doing it that way is two things. Number one, you're going to see you have multiple payments for the month, okay? The other thing you can do is if I come over here and I run an income and expense report for that particular property, I'm going to show you how it lays out the data for you. So you come over here and you come all the way back to June. We'll do June 1st and click generate. And so now you're going to see here, Richard, that do you see how it lays out? Here are your monthly rentals, okay? And here are the notes right here of who stayed there and what you charged them, okay? So that's how you do short-term rentals through our program. It does it very, very easy and very, very elegantly, okay? Because you don't have to keep sitting here and putting in a tenant and then moving the tenant out, putting in a tenant, moving the tenant out. No, you just create it like this, and you can just do all your detail through the notes section. So good question. All right, let's go over here. Managing bank REOs, vendor management, benefits management, income and expenses. Our program does, this is a big question, so I would need to kind of pick apart every single one of these to really see what you're asking. But managing our REOs, I would want to talk to you and understand a little bit more what you're asking, but vendor management is very easy. So you see up here under the vendor center, this is where you set up all your different vendors, okay? And you can assign expenses to vendors, and you can also assign repair requests to vendors. So if you want to set up another vendor, you just click on add vendor. And you'll see one of the key ingredients down here is we give you a place to put in their tax ID number. So you just put in their information. If you need to attach any documents, those would all be under your vendors. And then if you look at this green button right here in the middle, if you want to invite a vendor so that you can pay them electronically through our system, you'll see here we have a nice email set up for you. We just send that off to that vendor, and it'll tell the vendor how to set up their banking information. And then when you need to pay them, you can just come down here and print checks or make online payments, okay? And then by nature, our system, I'm not sure exactly what the question is about the income and expenses, but by nature, our system records all of your income and records all of your expenses. And to assign work task, you're doing that right over here. So you would come to the task center. You're going to come in here and you can look at your task by individual property, or you can look at them by all properties. And then if you need to create a task, you can just click on add task. You can type in a title, shower head leaking, type in whatever description. If you want to attach a picture, you select the property. So here's ours, 1212 Concord. If you use a multi-unit property, let me find one real quick. You can actually decide what unit you want to assign the repair request to. And then you just select the start date. And then down here, if you put your vendors in the vendor center, if you come down here to the bottom, you can see here you can assign a task to different individuals. So if I select vendors, here's all my vendors. This is a plumbing issue, so I'm going to assign it to leaky faucet plumbing. And when you come over here and click save, it'll automatically email that repair request to leaky faucet plumbing. So that's how you would manage a little bit of how you would manage your vendors. Let's see, what else? Oh, good. I'm glad you like it, Simon. Is there an option so that a partial rent payments are not accepted from the tenant? Is there an option so that partial rent payments are not accepted? Partial rent payments. So that is a question I need to understand a little bit more about. But let me just tell you, I think, so let's see here. Is there an option so that a partial rent payment are not?
I think what he's basically saying is, would the system allow somebody to make a partial payment for rent instead of a full payment that they're supposed to make?
So that's a great question, Troy. I'm glad you actually threw that out there. So the answer to that question, Troy, is absolutely positively. Okay, so you know, Troy, that if somebody comes to you and they bring you a check for $1,200 and you have to manually record it, you're just going to say, nope, sorry, I only accept it in full. So I think really what your question is, Troy, what if somebody tries to pay you through the tenant portal? Can they partial pay you? And the answer to that question is absolutely not. If you would like it to be set up where they can only make a full payment, then yes, absolutely, positively, we can only allow them to make a full payment if they're going to make a payment. So very good question. Great job. What else? Who else? Don't be shy.
Take advantage of this time here. He can definitely show you a lot in the system, and the reports in here are just wonderful, and the pricing is beautiful on all of this. So it does actually help your business in so many ways.
So let me show two things. I'm going to show you guys an owner report, and then we're going to talk about pricing. And then whoever would like to follow up with me afterwards, I'll give you my name and number again. All right. So this is an example of a report that our system would send to you every month. Okay. And this is called an owner statement. And an owner statement in the property management world is known as a cash flow report. And this is the report I told you that you can have automated, and our system will send it to you automatically every month. Okay. So first of all, you will get a report. So if you have multiple owner entities, you will get a report like this for each owner entity, because it's only going to show the properties that have been assigned to this owner. So down here, since this is a cash flow report, the very first thing we give you as an owner is a beginning balance. And then what we do is we show you a summary of all the income that has been collected for this particular owner, and all of the expenses that have been paid out for this particular owner. So at the top of the report, what we're doing is we're giving you a summary, so your eyes can go right to the numbers. And then if you scroll down, we also give you the information, only instead of it being in a summary format, we break it out into a detail format. So you can see each payment that was received that added up to this $2,560 in income. Same thing down here for your expenses. Here's your money out, and you can see each expense that was paid out on this property, Ohio Boulevard, for the month that added up to $800. Okay, and our system will email that to you every month. Okay, so let's go over here and let's look at some pricing real quick. So we have a P10. So the P10 will allow you to manage up to 10 units, okay? And then we have the P20, which will allow you to manage up to 20 units. And then from there, it goes to P50. And then from there, it goes to P75, P100, and then up and up and up and up and up, okay? So there's a theme here. The P10 will allow you to manage up to 10 units, and our system will cost you $30 a month. If you purchase a one-year subscription, we give you a 25% discount, and your cost for 1 year would be $270. You take $270 and you divide that by 12 months, you're really only paying $23 a month. If you purchase a 3-year subscription, we give you a 50% discount. Your cost would be $540 for 3 years. 540 divided by 36 months, you're only paying $15 a month. There is absolutely, positively no reason somebody should not be using this program if they don't have a property management software. This is peanuts for the amount of functionality we give you, and it will cut down on a tremendous amount of your headache and a lot of Excel spreadsheet manipulation. All you have to do is punch in the numbers, everything pops out for you. We give you live phone support. We give you 24/7 email support. And then if you have any tenants, owners, or vendors that are using the portals, we extend support to them. We're the only company out there that does that. We provide you with unlimited training and support, and then we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee if you purchase the 1 year or the 3-year. So now, as you can see, if you have between 11 and 20, you would need to get the P20. And you can see it only goes up by $10. If you have between 21 and 50, you would bump up to the P50, and you can see it only goes up by $10. So we're never going to price anybody out of the ballpark. This program is incredibly affordable, and it gives you a tremendous amount of functionality for the money. So that's it. So any questions that I can answer for anybody that I haven't done so yet? Okay, so everybody, here's my name and number. I live in Virginia. So I am Eastern Standard Time. If you have any follow-up questions, you'd like to talk to me about the program, or you would like to go walk through another demo, do not hesitate to give me a call. This is what I do, and I would be happy to help you in any way I can.
I really appreciate this, Bert. I hope this helps everybody out. I will be sending a replay link out, so if you missed anything or you came in late, you can get a replay link so that you can see it. Is there any other questions for Bert while we still actually have some time with him? Give one last chance.
Can't think of anything right now.
I must have done a good job doing the presentation then.
I guess so. I love it.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I know I enjoyed it, and I think this will definitely help everybody. And of course, if necessary, our virtual assistants can fill in the information in here for you and help keep track of it for you. So you've got both ends on that deal as well.
We actually have a couple virtual assistants using the program for some other clients.
So our virtual assistants are already familiar. Okay, well, if nobody has any questions.
Nope, I think we got one question real quick. Thank you both very much. Oh, thank you, Troy.
Well,
that was very nice. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. Well, thank you, Elsa. You are so nice to let me do this for the folks. I hope everybody enjoyed this and it was worth their time. That was my goal. I'm not here to sell you something. I'm here to help you with what you need. So if I can help anybody, please let me know. I'm here. Elsa, if you need anything, you just let me know and I will help you in any way I can.
I appreciate it, Bert. And thank you guys for being on here tonight. And hopefully you've gotten something out of this. And I'm going to try to start doing these webinars a little bit more often, as like I used to do. So stay informed. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.